Okay, this is going to be the final step on getting this guy done. This is dry for the most part, and I'm still getting some marbles loose. I'm just going to brush over it because whoever I send this to, I don't want them to open the envelope and have a million of these little marbles coming down. You can hear them hit the thing. I think that's, whoop, there's some. I don't want to press down because, you know, glossy accent sometimes stays a little rubbery if it's not been a full 24 hours. Okay, that's pretty good, and I'll put those back in my jar in a minute if I can keep from dumping them off the other side of my work table. Make sure I'm back in where I need to be. And I noticed on my other video, when I get close, it doesn't want to focus. So I'm hoping this is a little bit better image and you can see the depth of it. So I'm going to do the next step, and I want to add something to the centers of the butterflies just to kind of note where their the body portion of them are. And I have this multicolored strand, and I'm just going to use the ones that are kind of a browny color. So one, two, I think if I take 5 for this first one, and I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to snip. I say I'm going to snip right there, and then I'll snip a row off like that. And I try to clip it pretty close. These are my sticky scissors. Okay, and I'm going to use fabric tack on this because it holds gems and stuff better than the Scotch Quick Dry, and it's not hot and it grabs pretty quick, and it still has those special strings like hot glue, you know, just in case you miss that. And I'm just going to set that on there. Okay, and I've got me a paper towel back here this time. Now this little butterfly, make sure I'm still on, it's not going to require as many. 3 will probably do it for that one. So I'll just cut. Let me get my other scissors here. These were cheap Scotch brand scissors. I picked them up, I think, for $1.99 at Kmart not too long ago. So we'll trim all the in-between threads off as close as I can get. Okay, and then we're going to add that to the center of the little guy. I can get it started. It is really, really kind of sticky. And see how it's got the strands just like glue? That's what I keep a paper towel for, to catch it. And this stuff, if you don't put the cap back on, oh boy, what a mess. It just keeps gooping out. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I stay in frame because that last video, hot mess. And I can't really go back and redo it because we've already gone farther in the steps. So I hope this is okay. All right, so now we've done that. Then I went online and I typed in butterfly poems, and this is, I know I'm gonna just kill this name, Rabindranath Tagore. I'll put the name of the author on the back of the ATCs when I send them out. And what I'm going to do, I've made several copies because I want to use this poem again. And this time I put it on something besides a shocking white. I'm just going to trim this as close as I can get to the letters and still have enough room to do just a little bit of inking. And they don't have to be perfect strips. It's just not how I roll. Okay. Move this over just a little bit so I'm in, hope I'm in shot. I am. Trying to do better. All right, and what you do is as you cut them out, lay them down. And if they won't quite fit, you can cut them apart. It's just scrap. That's just scrap. 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 Because we're going to put this quote on here. I like to put it on as a test run before I glue anything down. And see, my concern comes in when it gets too close to the beaded work, because that's going to make it hard to glue. So I'm going to just cut it apart a bit and like put the butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough. Now the enough we can cut off too. So you can put that on there, and then we'll put this on here. See? I've got a little bit of area here. I don't know whether I'll trim it away or if we'll just try to glue that down. But let's do a little inking, and this is where I wish I could find my tweezers. And I'm just going to ink the edges and not cover the whole thing. I'm not going to worry about putting it right back on just yet, because we're going to glue it down there. Boy, that one's really tiny. That's the downside. If you cut it too small, you're going to end up wearing more ink than you're going to get on your project. Like I said, I don't want to press too hard on these bigger butterflies because I don't think they're 100% dry yet. They feel pretty, pretty good, but I like to wait at least 24 hours. We're just going to ink these up. That one I got a little heavy-handed, but it'll be all right. Another reason to make multiple copies is so when you've cut them apart like this, you have the original poem to refer to, so you don't get the words out of order. It makes a big difference. You want to know how I know? Yes. See, I've got some tissue that's just a little bit loose, but I think we can just trim it off a little here. There we go. And I think I had a piece up here too. I mean, if you wanted to, you could try gluing it down a little bit more, but I just trimmed it off because I'm going to come in with this and go around the edges now. Again, I'm trying to avoid putting my thumb right into a butterfly. And I will put my information on a separate piece of cardstock and then put it on the back of these. All right, so now we're ready to do some gluing. All right, so we're going to start with the butterfly, and I'm using my Scotch Quick Dry for this. I like to look up, you know, inspirational quotes or poems to put on little projects like this, because we all need, you know, just a little something to make us stop and think, or, you know, think about things a little differently than somebody else might. You know, when you share somebody's work, like this poem, it's a different perspective than one you might hold yourself, and it forces us all to, you know, think about things just a little bit more, and don't jump to judgment so quickly. You know, I know everybody feels like their opinion's the right one and everything, but when you voice it so strongly and with so much venom and hatred, it's not making this world a better place. We need to take time to appreciate little things like butterflies and small moments. Just a smile from your spouse. It holds meaning. Don't devalue it. Life lesson from Becky today. You'd probably get tired of hearing me try to be inspirational and helpful, and I don't know. I think we all need to support each other. Life is short, and you never know when it could be taken away. I just keep thinking about those 5 little children found in trash bags that lived in Lexington County, which is the county I live in, and I feel bad for those parents of that guy, but he led them to the bodies. I'm sorry, I just read the story and was watching the news blip, and I know they have pain, but something's wrong. If, you know, there's just something wrong there. If he knew where they were, he had something to do with it. And the good kid that they are remembering might have took a hike. Anyway, on to stuff that's more positive. So there's this one finished. I'm gonna put it up. I don't think it'll help. Nope, it doesn't help. So there's that one, and I finished the other one earlier just to try everything out to see that if I'd like it. So there's the first one, and you see how they're just slightly different. They have the same quote, but this one's got 3 butterflies. This one has 2. The poem has been cut apart in different areas to fit differently. So these could be 2 in a series, you know, one of 2, 2 of 2. And there's enough difference to where it's the same theme, same subject matter, but they look so different that if you're sending these to 2 different people, each one is getting an individual piece of art, okay? And it's so much faster to work on backgrounds in that great big sheet than it is to try to start from a 2.5 by 3.5. Just my opinion, and take it or leave it. I want to wish, excuse me, everybody a wonderful evening. I'm sorry, guys. The allergen level has gone way up at work. We got in cinnamon scented stuff today, and it is just about to kill me. When I worked at Joann's, I would put those in a 2x4 fixture, and I'd roll them outside. I couldn't stand those pine cones. I know a lot of people just absolutely love them and buy a fresh bag every year, but they about kill me. Anyway, have a great night. Enjoy some butterflies. Look for something small that most people will miss and think is significant because you might notice it, mention it, and draw it to their attention. And then they'll have to think about it and appreciate it. We do it all the time when we're out and about. When we go on our walks, if we notice something, if we've stopped and we're looking at something, people will stop and ask us what we're looking at. And then they'll have questions. And, you know, some we can answer and some we can't. And it's always amazing to me that they said they'll always, no matter what we hear, I would have never seen that. So everybody slow down, take a moment, enjoy those little things in life. And nature is full of surprises. And I'll quit yammering and trying to tell y'all how to live now. Y'all live the best way you can to find happiness. Good night.